The Lakers, they fell to the West leading Timberwolves last night, dropping their fourth straight and falling to 1-5 since the in-season tournament. They play OKC, which is the second-best team in the West, Saturday, followed by the East leading Celtics on Christmas. Shannon, how concerned are you about the Lakers?
Well, I've been concerned. LeBron didn't play a back-to-back, and so we're not surprised by that. At almost 39 years of age, he should probably never play any more second night of a back-to-back. They just got to keep playing hard. Right now, we're not getting the consistent play from the backcourt that we need on a consistent basis. Cam Reddish is not giving us production. D'Lo ends up with a great night, but it wasn't a very efficient night. And so he just needs to be more consistent. I love the way Austin Reeves played last night. Anthony Davis has been a monster, although it has not equated to wins. Just keep playing, just keep fighting. Eventually it's going to turn around, but I am concerned right now, and I'm sure they're scouring like, okay, who can we trade? What can we get to push us over the hump?
Where his GOAT mask at? You don't have his.
It'll be back.
Oh, you ain't got your GOAT mask? The
Nah,
GOAT
hell
can do anything, huh?
I got a paper bag right now. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed, RC.
Shout out to Anthony Edwards, who I believe is going to be the American face of basketball when LeBron James retires.
Oh.
He's our best chance to have a bona fide star born on this side of the turf.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to go that way, but I like that. Okay.
Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers, Chris McGee, Derek Fisher, James Worthy, and Mike Bresnahan. The Lakers battled, competed on the second night of a back-to-back with no LeBron James to the #1 team in the West. However, they lose to Minnesota, and they have now lost 4 in a row and 5 of their last 6 big games.
Yeah. They have. This Minnesota game tonight is one it was a trap game to begin with without LeBron and back-to-back on a tired legs. Played well. I thought the 17 turnovers, the turnovers in critical situations when the momentum was kind of heading their way and they had a chance to, cut into that lead, turnovers kind of got in the way a little bit. I don't think they moved the ball as much. They usually get 26 assists. But I thought, overall it was a hard-fought game. Minnesota's better team tonight, and they came out with the victory. That's about all I can say about tonight's game.
Yeah, no, I think the importance of when we talk about certain games, we say, I know last year in years past, winnable games or certain games on certain trips where it's like, okay, in order to set yourself up for, 2-1 on this trip and then maybe play with house money to get to 3-0, winning that first one is really what, kind of sets up the week. So tonight with LeBron and playing your best, you could have still come up short by 6 or 7 points to the best team in the Western Conference. So it's coupled with last night's loss where, they weren't their best selves in Chicago. So then this loss kind of feels like extra when in reality you lost a 2-3 possession game to the best team in the Western Conference. And these are ones that you can go home and live with compared to last night. Yeah. So they don't want to linger on this one too long. OKC is going well and waiting on them, and so you just got to take this one on the chin and keep figuring out how to get better. Hopefully Rui's okay. Hopefully Austin's okay after a couple bumps, and they'll get back to it on Saturday.
Yeah, D-Fish, I like the effort tonight. A week ago, similar situation in San Antonio. AD does not play. Lakers give up 69 points in the first half, lose by 14 to a team that had lost 18 games in a row. Not the case tonight. Minnesota, very good team. We talked about it on the pregame show. Best defensive team in the league. I thought the Lakers, they were there. They were within 5 with a few minutes left. Just a few little plays here and there. I like D'Lo in that fourth quarter. Maybe James, that'll give him a little momentum because he's been struggling all month, no doubt about it. The problem, though, Geet, they're only 1 game over 500. Got to be careful. You got to win Saturday in Oklahoma City. Also a good defensive team. Then you come home, you play Boston. You can't lose those 2 games and go a game under 500, with just a few games left till January. They got to really have a big game in OKC on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 12 days ago. You're feeling pretty good, right? You're in Las Vegas. Yeah. You're winning games. You're playing at a pretty high level. You're 5 games over 500, and now you've lost 5 of 6. You've lost 4 in a row. I do want to talk a little bit about the T-Wolves big game, James. It seemed like every time the Lakers seemed to get close, the Timberwolves just had an answer. They were plus 15 from 3. I think you had mentioned the turnover battle. They won that. They turned it in to 17 points. They also won the points in the paint battle. And Ant-Man had 27, Karl-Anthony Towns 21, and Rudy Gobert, who's kind of their defensive anchor, 13 rebounds and 3 blocks.
Yeah, I mean, look, we keep saying it's not by accident that they're, where they are, and it's those 3 players right there carry a lot of the load. But this is a team that, unlike the Lakers, that are in sync. They've had time together. Their defense is second to none. They haven't had a ton of injuries where they've missed a lot of players. So it's not by accident that they're playing as well as they are. So they're connected, and the synergy is there. And they've had time together, and they have confidence. So yeah, Minnesota's a team to reckon with. The Lakers, I agree with you, Brad. They played really well tonight, held their own. But Minnesota's who they are. They're top team in the West.
Big game, this is a team that's kind of been hovering around that 7-8 seed the last couple of years and getting into the playoffs and losing to Denver last year. Lakers played them in that play-in game. Do you finally see them as a contender?
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I said it pregame. I think if they, with the experience of a guy like Conley as a point guard, when you get into the playoffs, you get into a 7-game series, that's where I really think they can make some noise. You got 2 big centers and a dynamic Edwards, and some pretty good role players. They can shoot the 3. So yeah, I mean, they can definitely win a championship this year. Be tough against some really good teams, but they're one of the top-notch teams in the NBA.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think last year's experience, when that series against the Nuggets ended for them, I believe they felt like they could have beaten that team had they each been better. I don't think they left Denver feeling like, oh, man, those guys are so far ahead of us that we can't get to that level. It was almost like they were disappointed in the fact that they didn't cause Denver more strain, that they didn't push them to 6-7 games. So when you look at them this year, #1 defense in the league, that automatically gives you a chance to be one of the top teams in the league. You add a closer like Anthony Edwards, when you need buckets in clutch time, he's capable of going to get it. Mike Conley is a guy that's always quietly been a great clutch time player. And when you can get timely defensive stops, talked about McDaniels with his defensive win share, talk about Gobert's ability to protect the rim and protect the paint. All of those things kind of cover Anthony Towns defensively a little bit, and then it allows him to expend more energy on the offensive end. So, we'll see. Winning 4 playoff series is hard to do, but they are definitely up for the task this year.
You know what cracks me up? We're more than a third of the way through the regular season, and the guys in Vegas, they don't give these guys any credit. Right now, Minnesota is the 6th choice to win the West. I mean, everyone thinks, okay, Denver's going to turn it around and figure it out. They're playing well, but they're going to pass OKC and Minnesota. Phoenix will figure it out. Lakers will figure it out. All the guys who are betting think that, this is a flash in the pan. Both Minnesota and OKC not getting any respect in Vegas because they think that the big teams are going to come back. I don't know. This Minnesota team is pretty good.
I mean, we've seen it last year, right, with Sacramento, too, right? Sacramento was, 3rd in the West?
Yeah.
Do people really believe in them?
No.
Like you said, you got to do it in the playoffs, but that is interesting.
But this team has defense.
Yeah.
Unlike
First
that Sacramento team. Yeah. I mean, they got 5 guys in the top 30 in individual defensive win shares. It's an advanced, boring NBA metric. I'm not going to get into it, but when you have 5 guys individually among the top 30 defenders in the league, that's a pretty good start right there.
Impressive stat.
Your metrics.
I don't even know what it means.
Your metrics are never boring, Chris.
Ever. All right, I want to get into the Lakers and your concerns, but first we want to hear from Darvin Ham. He's speaking with the media.
I definitely felt like we had a lot more energy, a lot more effort. Guys were locking in, trying to defend. That's a tough matchup for anybody in the league. Thus their record and where they're sitting right now in the West, and where they sit as a whole in the NBA. Got a lot of savvy vets over there and some really exciting young players.